This month, we obviously have Cassie, and we are focusing on money management. And I think this is something, or money mindset, really, something that as a small business owner, we often struggle with because it's really hard to price our services and have confidence in our prices and in our abilities and everything else. So I think this is going to be so beneficial to all of us. Do you want to, oh, she's gone. I was like, do you want to sort of introduce yourself to us?
Sure. I'm just going to quickly grab a pen that works. That's a pencil that doesn't.
Before you're there, Kathy, I'm just going to remind everyone, grab yourself a pen and paper if you haven't got one already. And
yes.
And just a quick welcome, I think it's Siobhan, Danielle, and I've lost it now, Laura, who is a guest tonight. So it's really nice to have you guys. Thank you for being here.
Sorry, I thought you'd already said that. I apologise. I was like, so I would have said it.
But I think Siobhan's just come on, so I just want to say that.
So thank you very much. Cassie, to introduce yourself to us.
Hi everyone. So I'm Cassie, first of all. I have relocated from South Wales. I'm from Essex, but I relocated from South Wales to Norfolk a month ago, and I haven't been working for 8 months. I took my 4 children and my husband, I say I took him, we went together, travelling for 8 months, and then we decided to relocate. So I haven't been working, and I've come back. I've been working for the last 4 weeks, and I love it. I forgot how much I love it. And so these 2 lovely ladies reached out, and because they for whatever reason, anyway, and here I am. So I practice rapid transformational therapy. Has anybody heard of Marissa Peer? No? Okay. So Marissa Peer, I'm not even going to go into that because it's irrelevant. However, she helps people to understand why they have the habits that they have and why they get stuck in the circles that they're stuck in. And I thought that was quite intriguing because I've been going around the same circles of thought and habit my whole life. And so I practice rapid transformational therapy, and I'm a mindful living coach. So I do both things, the therapy and the coaching. And just in case anyone's interested, if you ever want to send me a present, I love patisseries and crisps. That's it.
What's your favourite flavour, Chris?
Oh my gosh, as long as they are crunchy, I don't care. I struggle with like some of the cheaper crisps that are a bit powdery. Esme even does like taste tests with me because I can prove to her that I am actually a crisp connoisseur. It's a real thing. I take it very seriously as my job.
Love that. That's brilliant.
Yeah, I spit that, but it's true.
No.
Yes. So essentially what I help people do is get rid of all of the crap that they keep going around and around in the same frustrated circles. I align their subconscious with their conscious. And I'll explain a little bit tonight about why it's so important, particularly with money, which is our bread and butter, of why it's so important that your subconscious is aligned with your conscious. And I'll explain a little bit about how our minds work and how our brains work within that. Because if you don't know, you can't fix it. If you don't know, then you can't understand. And it feels like, have you ever been walking on an excellent autumn day? This is a great time of year for it. And it's so windy and you're literally having to lean into that wind. Well, that's what it's like when you're trying to, everybody here is running their own business. And when you're trying to do that, but you're fighting against the very core of you, the very subconscious belief, and you're fighting against that, it takes up so much energy, so much time, and even your money that you're wasting fighting against this, walking into a really, really strong wind. And so what I help people do is just to simply change that. And when you're able to realign that, you're not fighting anymore. You're not leaning into that wind that's coming in the opposite direction. You're just letting it take you. You're out of your own way now. And I can tell you that being on the other side of that, obviously for the rest of my life, I'll be doing the work. But being on the other side, I'm over that first mountain, if you like. the liberation the liberation is incredible, and I'm for the first time in my life allowing myself to be carried by that wind rather than pushing against it. And so I'm going to share with you tonight some really simple things that you can do, but also I want to give you a bit of an understanding about why you are the way you are, and hopefully open your eyes a little bit to how you have been living in your head. And I will just warn you now, I like hard conversations. I don't do fluff. I don't do niceties. I'm not going to take you through breathing exercises to help you feel calm. I'm going to get straight to the bullseye in your dartboard. And sometimes it's uncomfortable. But if you want to have a great relationship with money in your personal life, but also in your business, it's required, ladies. Get to the hard stuff, because otherwise you will be battling and walking against this wind your whole life. And I'm telling you now, every single one of you deserves to be carried by it. And so that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So I'd really like just everyone to unmute for a minute, and in turn, if we can just go round everyone, I'd really like to, I can obviously see your names, but I'd really like to know where you are from and what your business is. So Natalie,
Yes.
where do you
Hi.
live and what's your business?
So I live in Great Baddow in Chelmsford, but I'm actually from Norfolk. Yes, I was born there. That's why I smiled when you said Norfolk, my home. Well, one of my homes. So I am an independent ambassador, Tropic ambassador.
Okay.
So I've already forgotten what your question was, where I'm from, and what was the other one?
What your business is.
Yes.
And actually I would really like to ask everybody just a simple yes or no. Don't overthink it. Oh, hi Bethany in Sainsbury's. Don't overthink it. I want the first thing that comes to your mind. Have you got a great relationship with money? Yes or no? That's all. Don't think. Yes or no?
I would say yes.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, Jen. Thank you, Natalie.
Hi, Cassie and everybody. My name is Jenny Lister. And my business is called Jen Lister Coaching. So I do business strategy coaching, help people grow their businesses. And yeah, I would say yes to your question about money.
Great.
I've done quite a lot of work, and always more work to be done.
Thanks, Jen. Linda.
Hi, I'm Linda. I have a few pots. This is one of them. I run the village, but I also, my main hustle is teaching hypnobirthing. I run a company called Bun in the Oven Birthing and have done for the last 8 and a bit years. And I probably know, actually, to the question, I struggle sometimes with pricing and money because I feel like people have to have what I offer. If they can't afford it, I'll still teach them. So yeah.
Okay, thank you, Linda. Laura, hello.
Hi, I'm Laura, and I'm running a new HR consultancy business with my business partner as well. So we've been running for about a year. The money question is probably no at the moment, because I mean, I'm struggling with pricing and things like that.
Okay.
Knowing how to get that right.
Okay, thank you, Laura. Danielle, hello.
Hello, hi everyone. Yeah, so as you can see, I am the hormonal cycle optimization coach, which means everyone goes, what does that mean? Basically, I help women to align with their hormonal cycles so that they can be more productive and feel more fulfilled. I think there's a lot of challenges in a similar way to money, actually. So that wind thing, I was thinking that's so relevant to what I'm doing. So I might steal that if that's okay. Yeah, so I do that. But actually I've only been doing that a little while. I've been coaching for a couple of years on and off, but I had a baby in January, so I've kind of not been doing that much. Yes, if you hear some funny noises, it's daddy daycare in the next room. It's meant to be in bed, but that's not happened. Yeah. And relationship with money, I think I have a good relationship with money from a personal perspective, but weirdly, when it comes to asking other people to give me their money, different story.
Okay, I'm going to put a no then. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Danielle. Lena?
Hi, I'm Lena. I live in Chelmsford. I run a business called Raws and Rainbows, but I do that part-time. So my day job is I'm a solicitor. And Raws and Rainbows is a handmade clothing company. I would say in my personal life, yeah, got a good relationship with money, but in the business, probably not so much.
Thank you, Lena. Kerry.
Hi, I'm Kerry. I'm a breastfeeding expert and I support families in their home when they need it most, often soon after they've had a baby. In the professional world, I'm known as an IBCLC, which means a lactation consultant, qualified internationally. And money-wise, it's better. My gut reaction was no, but I've worked really hard to get better. And I think the only thing I am comfortable with is my pricing. That's about it. Otherwise, yeah, there's a lot of other money things go on, aren't there? And it's those that I would definitely say the no.
Okay, thank you, Kerry. Hi, Sarah.
Sorry, got to unmute. Hi, I am Sarah. I live in Witham in Essex, and my business is Little Story Shapers, which offers storytelling and drama classes for under 5-year-olds. Okay. I would say probably no, because I'm still I'm a qualified primary school teacher and still teaching 1 day a week because I can't let go of that income and that security. And even though I would absolutely love to run my business full time, I haven't made the jump to doing that yet. Yet is the key word.
Great word. I love that word. Thank you, Sarah. Right, how do I pronounce that name? You know who I mean.
Siobhan.
Siobhan, sorry. Siobhan. I'm not very cultured.
It's fine, it's fine. No, it's fine. Some of my family still spell it wrong, so don't worry. Okay. 40 years later. I'm Siobhan. I'm based in Tiptree, Colchester, and I'm a photographer. So I photograph families, newborns, businesses, do personal branding and weddings as well.
Okay.
And no, I've not got a good relationship personally or business-wise.
Okay. Thank you, Siobhan. Bethan, you're in Sainsbury's, aren't you? So you can drop in the chat, or you could just show us all around Sainsbury's, see if they've got any offers on. Oh, there you are.
Sorry, I'm out Sainsbury's now. I was quiet there for a second because my signal switched over from Wi-Fi to cellular, so it went a bit funny. I'll just quickly do my bit. My name's Bethan. I used to have a sort of pregnancy coaching hypnobirthing business, but I'm currently doing a master's to retrain as a positive psychology coach. So it would be a bit more sort of general, but I'm just waiting to see whether I want to sort of specialize in either business or healthcare or sort of narrow that down. Okay. I'd say if I just go like business wise, if I just go from what I was like, horrible with money, never know what to charge, always offering people freebies, just generally just a bit poor with that, and probably personally, in reality, probably average, but I've
that's not much to go on. When we go by average, that is not something to go on.
Yeah, that's true. But I've always been told I'm a little bit disorganized, and it's always sort of played into being told that I'm not very good with money and being slightly impulsive with spending, and I'm sure that you will reveal some horrible money block I've got somewhere. But yeah, I've even actually, as a fun taste bud thing, recently got quite a significant amount of inheritance money, and it brought up all sorts of feels.
Right.
So yeah, as a little tidbit about my life, my mum sold her house, and my dad passed away a few years ago, and she sold her house and moved in with her boyfriend, so she wanted to give me and my sister some money as sort of inheritance from our dad.
Right.
And for me, I mean, for some people it's probably not that significant. For me, it was fairly significant.
Okay.
So I've not actually moved it from my bank account, and it's been there about a month. So
you don't need to move it from your bank account. Money is fine sitting in a bank account.
Yeah, I feel like I should know what to do with it, but I don't.
No, we'll revisit this a little bit later. We'll revisit
me out
this
a little
later.
bit.
Thank you, Bethan.
Thanks,
Joanne. Hello, Joanne.
I mentioned the question was relationship with money, because I joined a little late.
Oh, sorry. Where are you from? What do you do? It's like blind date, isn't it? Where are you from? Where are you from? What do you do? And do you have a good relationship with money? No overthinking, just the answer.
Oh, okay. So I'm so previously, when I first joined the village, was doing mindful breastfeeding, offering breastfeeding support.
Okay.
And was terrible with money for that. And also I'm Felsted, not too far from Chelmsford. Terrible with that in terms of money, because I was previously a peer supporter, so volunteered. So I feel guilty about spending money, and I feel guilty about charging money for something that actually, well, sometimes I volunteer for as well. But now I'm just qualified as hypnotherapist. I feel a little bit different about that, because it's slightly different field. So I'll be offering hypnotherapy for anxiety, phobias, and perinatal support.
Okay, so around that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Joanne. And Nadja, are you there? Yes, no, yes, no, no, I don't think so. Okay. So thank you, everybody, for sharing all of that. I know that it can feel really vulnerable, and what I ask for while we're on this call is that you be, if you don't want to be honest with I'm not saying honest with everybody else, but if you don't want to share anything on the call, you don't have to, but just be really honest with yourself, because without that you're just going to stay in these feelings and cycles that you're having. So be brave, be courageous, be really honest with yourself. This is a like-minded, safe space, and there's no pressure to feel anything. There's no right or wrong. We're all in our own place. We're all in the time and season and ebb and flow of our lives. So there's no judgment. Whatever it is, it's all okay. Whatever comes up is all okay. So I'm going to, I really would like tonight to be very interactive. I've got no intention of talking at you for the next little while. So if you have any questions, please unmute or put them in the chat, and I can stop and answer them as we go. So does everybody have a pen and paper available, or a phone or something like that? Excellent. So I just wanted to share some common misconceptions that I get from my clients with money, and you might think, no, not so sure, and you might think, oh my gosh, that is me, that person is me. So the first one is, that comes up quite a lot, is there isn't enough money to go around. That if I'm wealthy, I'm taking from somebody else, and I shouldn't be charging that much. That's greedy people charge that much, or sleazy people, salesy people charge that much, but I can't charge that much. Number two is I have to have a financial advisor to understand large amounts of money. I need a bookkeeper, I need an accountant or a financial advisor, because I don't know what to do with money. When I get large amounts of money, I don't know what to do with it. So regarding Bethan, it needs to be out of my bank account. I can't have it in my bank account. Number three is a good salary means financial security. It doesn't matter if you earn £1 million a month. If you're crappy with money, you're going to still be in debt. If you can't manage small amounts of money, you're not going to be able to manage big amounts of money. Number four, budgeting and financial forecasting is for accountants. Number five, a big income will keep me out of debt. Again, doesn't work like that. Number six, rich people, wealthy people, affluent people are greedy, dishonest, or sleazy in their sales, or they were born into it. Number 7, all debt is bad debt. Number 8, talking about money is taboo. It's not polite, it's not proper, it's not socially acceptable. Or number 9, that's not available to me. Now, when I'm going through some things tonight, I really want you to think not about what you think consciously with money. I want you to think about your behaviors and those instant inner gut trigger feelings that you just feel straight away, because they're the ones to be trusted a lot of the time. That's our instinct kicking in. So if you hear something that you think, that's me, I want you to write that down. Throughout the evening, square off a section of your paper. And if something pops into your head, I want you to write that down. Just within the first couple of seconds of thought, write it down. So for this little exercise, I want you to hold up your fingers. I'm going to ask you 3 questions. And I want you to give me a scale from 1 to 10 using your fingers. So if it's a feeling of no, I don't feel that, it's a 0. And if it's a hell yeah, it's a 10. So how do you feel about having 100k sat in your bank account? How does that make you feel? If it's a 0, it's a that's uncomfortable to me, it's got to be gone. If 100k sat in your bank account, you like, I know exactly where that money is going, where I'm going to put it, where I'm going to invest it, where I'm going to save it, where I'm going to spend it. This is all good. Okay, so we've got some 7s, we've got 10s, we've got some 0s, some 4s, some 9s, okay, 6s. So we've got a real range here about how you're feeling surrounding just having large amounts of money. So this is a really good indication for you to know, how do I feel about earning large amounts of money? And I'll just say this here, sorry, I should have said this at the beginning. I work with people who just want enough as a sideline hustle. I also work with people who want to be billionaires. So I have every intention of being a multimillionaire. That intention for me feels very comfortable. So when I'm talking about figures tonight, just put it into relation to where your financial goals are. I obviously don't know where they are. So again, we're going to go to the 0 is very uncomfortable, hell no. Number 10 is I'm on it. How do you feel about asking people for money in exchange for your service or product? Fives, 10s, 8s, 6, 2, 7s. Okay, again, a real mix. How do you feel saying, I earn 200k a month? For you, it might be 50k a month. For somebody else, it might be 900k a month. What is your, all of my wants, all of my needs, and then some? What is that figure for you? And then I want you to think, how do you feel? Say that to yourself. Say, you're all on mute, say it. How do I feel about earning 800 grand a month? How do I feel about earning £5,000 a month? Say it and tell me how that feels. 2, 8, 10, 8, 8. 2, okay. Sarah, it's okay. It's really important. Tap into that straight away moment. How does that feel? We don't need to go deep on this one. This is just your instant. What are you going to say?
I don't feel like I'd ever earn it, so I don't know how to feel.
Okay, that's okay. Sit with that. That's okay. You can lean into that feeling. That's fine. Okay, so when we do these exercises, this is just a really easy, simple way for you to tap into, okay, my conscious mind knows I want this with money. What's my subconscious mind doing? Because when you do that instant, that is your gut feeling. That is your subconscious mind saying to you, this is how we're feeling about money. So 95% of our decisions are run by our subconscious mind. So I want you to think today, throughout your day, just take a minute from when you got up. You got up out of bed, maybe you went to the toilet. Did you think about having to do that? Did you have to talk yourself through cleaning your teeth, getting breakfast, getting dressed? Did you have to talk yourself through coming on the Zoom call tonight? It's just habit, isn't it? You know what to do. We are 95% run off of subconscious. Oh, that's okay, Sarah. So I want you to think about that and think about your relationship with money regarding that. So there are 3 rules of the mind I want you to remember. Write these down. Number 1, your mind is a biofeedback machine. What you give it, it is going to give you more of the same. It's a biofeedback machine. So what messages is your mind receiving? Has it received for all of your life around you, money, your availability to receive money, your worthiness to receive money? And this is something that maybe you can ponder on at another time. So number 1 is your mind is a biofeedback machine. Number 2, your mind is wired to protect you and keep you safe. So long time ago, we came from a very simple existence where it was literally run from predators and be safe or die. And our minds are wired for protection. They are wired to keep you well in your comfort zone. Who has, like, when I get nervous, when I'm about to do something really important, I start sweating. Like my face goes bright red and I can feel that heat rising. I get really hot, I get really uncomfortable, I get nervous, or my words go a little bit funny, and then I like start oversharing. And the whole time my brain's going, you just need to stop, like run. And this is the emotional part of my brain that takes over. And so our minds are wired to say, no, don't push that boundary. And when I start sweating and oversharing and talking too much, that's my mind trying to protect me and keep me safe and say, stop talking, we'll stop sweating, let's go back to comfort. So the second one is your mind is wired to keep you comfortable, to keep you in this comfort zone. And when you start pushing the boundaries, it's going to say to you, let's get back to comfort. Let's get back to comfort. And number 3 is it can't believe conflicting thoughts. This is really important. It can't believe 2 conflicting thoughts. So if you want to, let's say, for example, one of you charges £55 for a product or for a session with a client, and you need that £55 and you need 20 clients a week to meet the financial quota, but underneath you're thinking, oh, I can't really charge that. I can see they can't afford it, and I feel it. Should I really be charging that? Am I really worth that money? I think probably it's about 25. So your mind is like, oh, okay, all I can actually peek at here is 25. So it starts giving you those habits. Remember, it's a biofeedback machine. Whatever it's being told, it's going to give you more of. Remember, it's wired to keep you in the comfort zone. So if on one hand you want 55, you need 55, but your mind is being fed thoughts of, we can't charge that, and people can't actually afford that. What's it going to do? Which one does it choose? It chooses the one that it's being told the most. It chooses the one that it's had the longest and the strongest. And so this is why we align the subconscious with the conscious. Because it needs clear direction. It's like a computer. It's the most incredible supercomputer. It needs clear direction on where you want it to go on literally even on your pricing, which we can cover tonight. So does everybody understand that? And does anybody have any questions around those 3 rules of the mind, or anything that just pops up? No? Okay, good.
I kind of do, sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, when you said, you know, give yourself your own figure in your head, I earn blah, blah, blah a month. I'm fine with that. And I think it's very closely within my reach.
Okay.
But the fallout to me earning that would be a big knock-on effect on other people who are immediately, you know, close to me, my family. So what's that saying? I'm fine with earning this much. I can probably do that fairly rapidly, but the cost of it is not a financial one. It's an emotional, practical one. The cost is to somebody else.
Okay, so my question is, what in that process it's the cost, right? So while you're doing that, so
yeah,
is that right? So
yeah.
after you've earned that money, Kerry, how is that then going to impact their life?
Yeah, and I think I was trying to work out then what part of that money then gets spent on them, or is it, you know, is the impact to them? And I don't know. So maybe that's where Sarah is going, I've never earned that. I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, and that's really something that is worth exploring, because when we have those things come up and when we have people close to us and around us and you think, actually, I really don't want to, I don't know if I can actually do that to them. It really takes some really honest conversations with people around you. And I've got friends who actually moved their in-laws into their annex and said they had like these huge, massive dreams and they were giving themselves 3 months. So they moved their in-laws into their annex and they said, can you just give us 3 months of your life and then we're going to leave you alone for a really long time. But we need help with the housework. We need help with childcare. We need help with dinners. We basically need you to be like our live-in PAs and VAs and nanny, live in everything. And they did it. And it was a huge sacrifice for everybody, for the children, for the grandparents, for everybody. But they did it. And they knew once they had their system set up, they could rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And they did it. And that took a huge sacrifice from a lot of people, from their inner circle of people. But the vision was big. And if your vision is there, Kerry, and if your communication is very clear and you have a very clear plan, I would really go into how is this going to benefit not just me and you, the people involved, but who can we reach out to past that? Expand your vision. I always say to people, get bigger. You think you've got your vision, go bigger, because you have the ability. But right now you don't have the belief. So go bigger. Whatever your vision is, get into that conversation. How is this going to affect you now? Okay, let's talk about that. Let's talk about really clearly, what's this going to look like for the next X amount of months? And what's this going to take? Where can we get some maybe external support so it's not all on your shoulders? But then once we've done it, what does that look like? And that's when you get all the feels, and that's when it starts to become real in your mind. And if it's real in your mind, only then can it become a reality. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Kerry. So I'm going to ask you 3 questions. And you don't need to share these with anybody if you don't want to. If anybody would like to share any or all of them afterwards, it would be really good for us to just discuss a little bit around that. So again, this is super duper important. I want you to write down, scribble down. It doesn't have to be coherent. It just has to be for you, your instant thoughts that come straight up for you. Number 1, what were your first thoughts and feelings around money? What were your first experiences around money? What were some of the first phrases you heard around money? So thoughts, feelings, experiences, and phrases.
Sorry, Cassie. My internet was all a bit funny then. I caught something about what was your first experience?
Yes, I'd like you to write down what was your first thoughts, feelings, experiences, or words around money that you remember from way back when.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Cool, thank you.
Just the instant ones that come up. Okay, so you can go back to that one later if you need to. Number 2, how do you feel about wealthy, rich, it's okay, Danielle, or affluent people? How, in your field, in your business field, your competitors?
Sorry, how do they speak about
No,
people?
how do you feel about them? How do you feel about crazy wealthy people?
There aren't any.
Okay, not in your field then. Something may be a sideline. When you look at wealthy people, something in your area, how do you feel? And number 3, how do I manage my money in my business? Is it a hope and a prayer? Are you really organized? Do you project your next year's income, your targets, your goals, your units, your audience, your subscribers? So is anybody willing to share? It's okay if not, absolutely no pressure. Is anybody willing to share? Siobhan?
Sorry, I'll just unmute. Yeah, I don't mind sharing.
Thank you.
My first memories of anything to do with money was it doesn't grow on trees. The first word I wrote down was struggle, because my mum was a single mum with two girls, and not worthy, like spoilt. I remember my uncle was we thought he was quite rich back when we were little, like, and we'd go to his house and he would just throw £50 notes at us and say, thanks for babysitting or whatever we were doing. And I would babysit for them and help them during like the summer holidays. And I remember my nan seeing it once, and like, she's still with us, a little old Irish lady. And she literally grabbed the £50 note off me and said, you're spoiled, you don't deserve this, and gave it back to my uncle and said, never, ever give her that money again. And I don't think she meant it in a really horrible way. Like, me and my nan get on really, really well. But she was brought up in Ireland and it was very basic. Like, they lived on a farm, they had no money, blah, blah, blah. So I think her seeing that actually made her feel like it was vile. Like, him chucking money at everyone was just not nice. So I think that has a lot, like, I've been doing a lot on money mindset in the last 6 months. And I think that has a lot to do with my money, the way I deal with money now.
So Nan's money stuff has become your money stuff.
Yeah, I feel like that was a big factor. Like, that was the first thing I kind of thought back to when I was thinking about money recently. And the fact that, like, my mum worked 3 jobs bringing us up, and we used to have to go to a cleaning job in the morning before school, then she'd drop us at school, go and work at the bank, go to another cleaning job in the evening, and we'd go with her to that. So my view of money was always that you had to work so hard to get it.
And it's hard to come by.
Yeah.
And also just that, thank you for sharing that, Siobhan. Even just the way when you said, when my nan saw my uncle doing that, She just thought it was, well, I can't remember what word.
Vile.
Sorry, yeah, vile. So not only was that message of, oh, I'm not worthy to receive that money, but somebody having that amount of money and handing it out is vile.
Yeah.
And there it is. So it's both. I'm not worthy of it. And even if I was worthy of it, oh my goodness, who even earns that amount of money and then goes about handing it around?
Yeah.
So that's a really, really strong, like coming from both ends. That's a really, really strong example. Thank you for sharing, Siobhan. Would anybody else be happy to share one of the answers? Linda, go ahead.
I'm always a sharer. Can't stop myself talking. Not the same, but similar. Lack. I've written down lack of money, can't afford. Got 3 sisters, quite a big family. My mum and dad bought a house when I was 9 with some inheritance money. So we ended up buying a bigger house than possibly we would have bought otherwise. And then I don't think could really afford it actually. And so for the I just always remember that it was always quite difficult to. Yeah, my mum was always like, we can't afford that, It was quite a strong dialogue through my childhood. And I think she is uncomfortable with money actually, and so that's made me uncomfortable with money. Actually, I've written down here, I'm often more comfortable being a bit broke than I am with money in the bank. And interestingly, I paid over £1,000 this summer for a course that I've been doing, which I'd saved up for, and I spent it. But weirdly, now I've got no savings, I actually feel like more at ease. Isn't that weird? I was like, what do I do with the money that I've saved up? So I went to Morocco and I went on a training course. I spent it. I can relax now.
Yeah, and there it is. That belief right there is I can't hold on to money. So when it comes,
that is massive.
It has to go.
Yeah.
Here, I always liken things like that to. I've got a client at the moment who is really amazing at earning large amounts of money, but she does not keep it. That girl spends it is going out of fashion, and I liken it to a bath. It's well done. You've got all of the taps on. You're filling up your bath, but you've also got about 500 plug holes, so it doesn't really work. And it's about filling up that bath and being okay with getting in your luxury bath, with it to the top, filled with all of these luxury, beautiful things to fill up your bath, all of these aromas and beautiful salts and rose petals. Can you lay in that bath that you have earned? No, because you keep emptying it. And that feeling there, just after the call intro, I'd really like you to just sit with that.
Yeah.
Sit with that feeling.
Good analogy. Yeah.
Okay, so money doesn't grow on trees comes up, oh my gosh, all the time. And I want you to think about, in fact, the other day I heard a grandmother in a shop, I assume she was the grandmother, maybe she was their mum, with 2 little kids, maybe 3 and 5, and they were tugging on her cardigan and asking for something. And she said, oh, you're always asking for things. You're so ungrateful for everything you have. You're always asking for more. You can't have more. And I just wanted to say to her, do you have any idea what you're doing? Stop telling them that. They can have more. They are going to grow up and then they're going to wonder why they feel so uncomfortable in asking for things, in asking for money. But obviously, that was extremely judgmental because I've probably said the same things to my kids. But the point of it is, don't be so surprised when you don't feel like you can ask X amount of money and you're getting stuck on your pricing, because probably somewhere along the line you were made to feel maybe indirectly, maybe directly, ungrateful or like a brat or always wanting more or spoilt. And I want you to think about the language that is used. So, for example, how often do you say, no, we don't have that kind of money, we can't afford that, rather than, oh, we have got that money, we've totally got that money, but actually we're choosing to spend it on other things at the moment. I say that all the time to my kids. They say, can we do this? Can we do this? I would say, yeah, I've definitely got that money. I'm actually going to look at our budget and see if we've got that in our budget for this month. or if we're going to be spending that on other things. They don't need to know as children that I'm going to be spending that on the gas bill. What they need to know is that there is so much money to go around and I have a choice what I'm going to spend it on. It's a very different feeling to, I don't have the money. I do have the money. I'm choosing what I spend it on. I'm choosing to pay my bills. I'm choosing to buy food and petrol and to keep the home going. That is a choice. And it's a very different feeling to, I can't afford it. Does everyone understand that difference? And I'm telling you, it makes you feel so rich. Just that simple change. I kid you not, I'm not even joking. It makes you feel so damn rich when you change that mindset of, actually, I can afford it. Because when my husband gets paid, or when I move money over from my business account to my personal account, I've got loads of money in my bank. Now, the fact that most of that is already set out and budgeted for things is irrelevant. Because the fact of the matter is, I can book a holiday tomorrow. But I'm choosing to spend my money on other things. So, women in business. There's a big thing about women in business, I think. Sometimes it's a little bit cringy for me. And that's a trigger for all of my own. But I wanted to share some facts with you because sometimes we can feel really inadequate. Hands up, give me a shake if sometimes you feel inadequate. Give me a shake, come on, bigger, because it's there. Yes, big shake. I feel inadequate so many times as a woman in business. I just want to share some really interesting facts with you that I thought was really interesting. Maybe it's sad. 140,000 of all female companies were created in 2021. That gave me hope. I thought, yes, we're having an uprising. In total, nearly 20% of all new firms are led by women. How exciting is that? On average, this is a big one, nod your head if you're with me on here. On average, women spent during the COVID pandemic over double the amount of time caregiving as their male counterparts. If you are a single parent, hell, you're going to be rolling, nodding your head like your whole body. 134 organisations, including entrepreneurs, investors and government, have combined their investment power of nearly £1 trillion last year and have signed up for the Investing in Women Code, committing them to improve the potential for women to succeed in business. What does this tell me? This tells me that people are interested in women like us. It tells me we are having a place in this country to be entrepreneurs and women in business. And there was an 68% rise from those signatories from the year before. So 68% more people than the year before signed up. Now, these are some funny facts that almost make me feel a little bit angry. In 1976, Irish women were allowed to own their own homes. Before that, they couldn't. In 1995, women got to open, sorry, that's not true. In 1975, women got to open their own bank accounts and apply for a loan. That wasn't that long ago. In 1973, women were allowed to work in the stock exchange. In 1922, the Property Act was passed and we were allowed to inherit property. Honestly now. The fact that that wasn't that long ago, things have been working against us culturally and through law to make this hard. But honestly, the more women in business I meet, the more I think, man, you are literally amazing. You are spinning 10 plates. We earn less. I'm not talking about across the board, I'm talking about on average. We earn less, we work more, we juggle more plates. Every day, ladies, I stand in the mirror naked. I look at myself, this is true. I look at myself in the mirror naked and I tell myself how absolutely brilliant I am because nobody else has got the right to do that if I can't do it for myself. Every single day, I tell myself what I am worth, not just in monetary value, but in what I deserve. and nobody is coming to save me. Nobody is going to earn that money for me. And if they do, it doesn't mean anything. I haven't earned it. I haven't done the work to earn it. So for me, when I think about those women who didn't have the rights that I have now, who had the capability, but they didn't have the rights, I feel privileged. And it almost makes me want to earn more for them and reach out to people who perhaps weren't able to. So how did you feel? Unmute yourselves. How did you feel when I read through those, how we've been seen culturally and throughout history? And how do you see yourself as a woman in business?
Cassie, that was like so inspiring. And I really want to get those stats because they just blew my mind.
It's mad, isn't it?
I used to be a history teacher. Sorry, Jen, to talk over you.
No, go on.
And my background's history. And yeah, I'm really fascinated by like social history. And it wasn't until the 1880s, like we were still men's property, like we were literally owned by our husbands. You had zero rights. Like women couldn't be educated, they couldn't, you know, they couldn't do anything really. It was, yeah. So all of this there's been a massive shift in a very short time period.
If you think about that timeline, in 1922, until 1922, women weren't allowed to write law or to be solicitors or anything to do with law. Who was going to change it if women didn't change it? And I know that there are men throughout history who stood for women, and I don't doubt that. But ultimately, if we can't get even to write our own laws, when the hell is the change going to happen? So ladies, the reason I've shared that with you isn't to bash men. I'm not, that's not what I'm interested in. The point is just to open your eyes a little bit, if you didn't already know things like that, was that culturally, man, we were oppressed. And this is very new. This is very, very new. So just cut yourself some slack a little bit. Does anybody have any other thoughts about what came up for you while I was reading those? No, okay.
Oh, something else can say.
No, go on.
I think for me, I think the thing you said about like we should feel privileged and do it for the people that couldn't do it, that really hit home with me and resonated with me. But I also feel like I constantly have this battle between I've got quite a young child and I possibly want another child and my business, and it's like on the one hand I really want to do it for all those people and you've really inspired me, on the other hand I'm like I've got this kind of push-pull thing going on with, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely know what you mean. Let me just correct myself there. Not we should, that I feel like I want to.
Yeah.
So Jen, I've got 4 kids, right? They're 13, 12 and 2 9-year-olds, and what I really understand is that there are times and seasons, and I was going to talk about this actually later, that there are times and seasons, and that means that there are points in our life when we feel like superwoman and we can take on the world, and there are other points in our life when we have to be super women for other people in our life, and we kind of take a little bit of a backseat. And that doesn't mean that we don't look after ourselves. What that means is that we're human, and that there will be a time when maybe when your kids are a little bit older and you'll really be able to bring everything you have, and then you go to town. And which at the moment, now my kids are a little bit older, I now can do that a little bit more. But when they were younger, it was a very different story. I had a little bit of a joke with myself that I was like my very own Del Boy. Because if there was like a little project or a little bit of side hustle, me and Esme were on it all the time. We've always just done little things, I suppose, to try and keep myself as a person and not just a mum. But I would say, don't ever think in shoulds, because there is no should. Just think in what is, and what is that you've got a lovely little kid. You want another lovely little kid. And when they're a little bit older, then maybe your season of really encompassing everything that you are and accomplishing everything that you want to accomplish will happen. And I know it's really easy to compare yourself, because we can see all over social media how these really like incredible successful women have got like 20 kids at home and run a village, but we're not them. And so I would just say, be patient with yourself and know that there's times and seasons, and your ultimate time will come.
Yeah, Nice. Thank you.
So I just wanted to share with you 2 stories that really hit me and my money ability to earn money. So I was on the beach with some family and friends, and we went for a walk. This was we came back in between traveling for a week, and we met up with them. And somebody asked me, this person is very, very close to my family and known them my whole life. But it's a bit of an awkward relationship. And he said, so what are your long-term plans? And I said, actually, I'd really love to run a camp or retreat, well, mostly a camp for teenagers and parents who have a really tricky relationship. And he said, but don't you need to be a professional to do that? And I just kind of looked at him, and he said, you're going to have to hire professionals, right? Because, well, you know. And I wanted to say to him, you bastard, you absolute first class dick. But I just said, yeah, you're right. I'm going to have a team of professionals with me when I run that camp. And that like hit me, it knocked me. And I let him, I consider myself pretty damn good at boundaries. But I let him into my boundary. Like, it was gone. And for weeks after that, I was like, who the hell do I think I am? And I literally, my clients just, well, I wasn't working, but I was like building up this rapport, and I just like stopped messaging people. I just like fell off the face of the planet because his one comment made me think, I allowed myself to think, who do I think I am? I'm not a professional. And then the second one was when we got back. Our kids now go to a private school. We used to be in, it's a Steiner school, and we used to be in £45,000 of debt. And I thought, enough. I'm not reliving this same ancestral garbage that's gone on over and over again down the line. It stops with me. My children aren't going to have this. It stops with me. And so I changed how I feel about money, and I have a great relationship with money. My kids now go to a school that we could have only dreamt of them going to. And when we got back from traveling, a member of my family said to me, so how are you going to pay for school fees? I said, what are you talking about? I'm going to be a millionaire. He said, why don't you just go and get a job? I was like, why would I go and get a job? I own my own business. He said, just be on the safe side and go and get a job. And afterwards, I said to him, I respect your fear and I see how it shows up in your life, but your fear is not welcome in my head or in my home. So you can think your thoughts about money, but they are not mine. And we had a very long conversation after that. But I knew at that point how important it was to have my beliefs about money, not my parents, not my siblings, not my aunties or uncles, not my grandparents, not my next door neighbours. My beliefs about money. My subconscious must be aligned with my conscious beliefs. Because if they're not, then they're somebody else's. Why don't I just go and get a job? And that question hung in the air for me. And I wrote and I wrote and I wrote all of the reasons why I deserve to own my own business and why I deserve to have a place in this world that fulfills me and why my clients deserve to work with me. So we're going to play a really, really quick game. And I want you to just write down yes or no, instantly what comes to you. If you say yes, you get 3 points. If you say no, you get 1 point. Number 1, remember, no overthinking allowed. We are banning overthinking, just your instant reaction. Numero 1, do you juggle your own business and at least one other responsibility? Do you spend less than 90 minutes on self-care every day? Every day. Number 3, were you not given £20,000 to invest, spend on education, coaching and startup costs for your business? Number 4, do you work 5+ days a week? Whether on your business or anything else? Or do you lay there on the other 2 days being fed grapes and having your feet massaged? Number 5, do you do any or all of the admin, finances, branding, advertising, social media and copy for your business? Number 6, do you struggle with time management because you don't have a housekeeper, a nanny, a chef, a cleaner, a PA or a VA? Any or all of the above? Number 7, you were not taught about running a business and were not given or taught great financial principles at home or in school. If you got over 12 points, raise your hand. Yes. Counting them up. Natalie's counting them up. Bethan, what about you? Over 12 points. Yeah, everyone. So give yourself a damn break, ladies. Because you are doing way, way better than you know. 4 marks. Yes, 4 marks. Way, way better than you know. And there are, like I said, times and seasons. And I have made a lot of money and lost a lot of money along the way of being my very own Del Boy. But I have never damn given up. And I hope that each one of you is going to continue until you get to that point where you're like, yes, I am on this. And actually I said to another family member said to me, but how are you gonna go traveling? How are you gonna put your kids into this school? And I said, I've told you before, I'm gonna be a millionaire. And when I say that, that's not banter. That's fact to me. Just like the grass is green and I breathe oxygen. And she said, yeah, okay, but how are you going to do it? And I was like, okay, I don't need to keep reiterating this to you because this is your stuff, not my stuff. And so I want you to really think about your inner circle of people and how they feel about money and how that how that fills up your space. Think of it as a dartboard. You are in the middle. You are the bullseye. They are your beliefs, not anybody else's. They are your beliefs. Who comes into that circle and what do they believe about money? What do they believe about time freedom, financial freedom? How does that enter your bullseye? How does that enter your space? Because it's yours to protect. Surround yourself with people who encourage you and who lift you up. People who say to you, of course you can do it. And how can I help you get there? What can I do? Who can I tell about you? Because I believe in you. So there are a list of books that I'm an Audible junkie because I literally fall asleep within about 12 seconds of reading. I just can't stay awake. Are you as well, Natalie? Was that? Yeah. So I just have to listen because I literally can't stay awake. So I'm just going to really quickly run through this list. I'm aware of time and it's been a very long call. We're nearly done. And then I'm going to guide you through a really, really beautiful, deep meditation all about money and how much you just love talking about money. And you're going to love it and you're going to feel really, really relaxed. If you're on a bed or a sofa, you may even fall asleep. But these are the book recommendations, and I can actually, I might even, can I do that? I don't know. Yeah, there you go. I'm actually going to save ourselves a little bit of time and yes, put them in the chat. Oh, but that looks a little bit messed up. Sorry about that. There is Earn What You Deserve, Do Less by Kate Northrup, Rich Dad Poor Dad, Multiple Streams of Income by Robert Allen, We Should All Be Millionaires by Rachel Rogers, Secret of a Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker, Secrets of Six-Figure Women, Barbara Stanny, and Get Rich Lucky Bitch by Denise Duffield Thomas. Now, I will say, you might not like all of their advice, you might not agree with some of it, but this is about surrounding yourself with people, with women, with men who have done it, who are doing it, who believe in themselves, because we can't always surround ourselves with people who have a great relationship with money physically. But I'm telling you, when I listen to audiobooks or podcasts by people who live in such a way that they have this core belief of what they deserve, what they desire, how they're doing it, how they're going to get it, I feel differently about money. I feel differently about how I want to manage that within my business. It excites me. It makes me like giddy and wriggly, and my plans go big. So this is also, what's that sound? I don't know. Here, that is also about surrounding yourself with people who are going to lift you up. And they can't talk back to you, but you can listen to their incredibly inspiring stories. So again, take some of the stuff with a pinch of salt if you don't agree with it all, but surround yourself with people. So lastly, before our meditation, 3 tips to help you have a great relationship with money. Number 1, get up close and personal with your business finances. Look in your bank account every single day. Linda, you're smiling. Why are you smiling?
I like avoid looking at my bank account. I looked at it today.
Every day.
Every day. Okay, I thought I really need to check if there's anything in there.
I get it, because it's like, oh, can't look.
Yeah, I do it like literally have one eye closed.
Yeah, can't look. Oh, hello, little man. We have a visitor. Hello. Hi. So the first, so he's hiding now. The first one is get up close and personal. I am serious. Every single day, it's a love affair, ladies. It is a love affair. You can't hide from the numbers. Get up close and personal. Number 2, be mindful of your language around money. So we talked earlier a little bit about money doesn't grow on trees. We don't have money for that. There isn't enough money to go around. Some of the beliefs that you wrote down earlier on are really, really good kind of key indicators for your language around money. So just watch that language around money. And as you start to notice it, you're like, oh, shit. Oh, sorry, he can probably hear me, Laura. Sorry. Okay. I just realised. So, yeah, be mindful of your money language. And I think you'll be really surprised about how low that vibration is. So the third thing is a rising tide lifts all boats. Ladies, you are the rising tide. This isn't just about you. This is about everybody within your reach. Every single one of you was born with the knowledge that you deserve to be heard, that your needs deserve to be met, and you have something to offer. This is why you cried until somebody picked you up or changed your nappy. This is why you would smile back to the people that would coo in your face. That is a given right to be born with that. But somewhere over your lifetime, you have had experiences that have made you question that. But that stuff is not yours to carry. And ultimately, all of this comes down to your worth. And people struggle with pricing often because they don't want to be too, oh, who do I think I am? Or who does she think she is charging that? I knew her in high school, and let me tell you, she's a cow. I've had it. So just try to be really mindful in understanding with your pricing. It isn't just about how much do I want to earn per hour. It's about your impact. It's about your reach. So on this call, we've got photographers, we've got going back to uni, we've got breastfeeding, we've got coaches, hypnobirthing consultants, Tropic, people who make clothes, again, breastfeeding, stories, drama, hormone coach. Guys, this is life-changing. Like, think about it. Think about the new mother who is struggling to breastfeed. What does that mean to her to have that support? Think about when somebody feels really uncomfortable in their own skin. I've got friends whose husbands have never seen them. I've got 2 friends whose husbands have never seen them without makeup. They wake up before their husbands to put makeup. I kid you not. I kid you not. That's full on. Teachers, coaches, hypnotherapists, photographers, capturing those moments. This is life-changing stuff. And because you spend all day with yourself, you don't see how incredible you are. And I always get emotional at this bit. This is the truth. Is that you spend all day comparing your weaknesses and your flaws to somebody else's setup on Instagram, or the mum at school who always has her hair done and her makeup on and dressed immaculately. But the truth of the matter is that every single one of us is so incredibly unique and perfectly designed. We were designed. And you have something to offer that nobody else can offer. We might have 2, I do hypnotherapy as well, okay, so we have 2 hypnotherapists, but I might gel with that client how somebody else can't. Or they might receive something from your experience or your character, your makeup that I can't relate to. And comparison is the thief of joy. So tonight maybe has not been a usual money mindset thing that you might have experienced. But ultimately people struggle with pricing, they struggle with asking for money, they struggle to do that because they don't understand how incredible they are. And you don't understand the impact, the knock-on effect, the ripple effect. When I drop a pebble into a lake, what does it do? The ripple effect goes out, and that is you. That's you. So when you do your pricing, don't just think, how much do I want to earn an hour? Or what do I need to make X amount of money so that we can have this lifestyle, so we can meet these goals? Think about your ripple effect. Think about what you're putting out into the world and who that is going to reach to. Not just your immediate family. You are a force for good. So I just have a challenge for you for when we're off of the call, before we do the meditation. And I shared with you something that I do every day, and I'm going to extend that challenge to you. And the reason I do this naked is because there is nowhere to hide. And you might think, well, what does being naked have in a mirror have anything to do with money? Well, it has a lot to do with money. Because when you're able to look at yourself in that very natural form, you might begin to see the little girl from way back when, and you might begin to remember all of the things that she was and all of the things that she wanted to be and all of her hopes, all of her hurts, all of those moments when she needed something, maybe comfort or guidance, and she didn't get it. And so now you're here, and when you look in the mirror, and I'd really love you to do it naked, but I get it if you're not there yet. I want you to look in the mirror and see yourself, really see yourself. And the place that you have in this world and the effect that you're going to have. And don't give yourself anywhere to hide. Be courageous, ladies. You deserve that much. That little girl inside of you, as was, deserves that much. And if you want to have an incredible relationship with money, first of all, you have to have an incredible relationship with yourself. So get into your bank account, look at it, look at the numbers, project your goals, think bigger, and then think bigger again and again and again and again. So is everybody ready to just have a 10-minute relax while you are listening to the sound of my voice?
Can I just interrupt for a second? Only because it'll be really nice to finish with this rather than us like come back and say thank you and all that jazz. So I noticed that Jen's written on here, which book would you say if you had to choose one, Cassie?
Oh, sorry.
No, you don't apologise. You were like preaching at us. It was amazing.
Sorry, I preach sometimes.
No, that was a compliment. Like you were in your flow. No. It was really authentic. That wasn't at all a criticism. It was definitely a compliment. It was amazing. Carry on, sorry.
Which Get Rich Lucky Bitch and Found It Brilliant. It hit home in so many ways. Yeah, I mean, they offer so many different things. Some of them are more practical. So I don't know if you all have children, but the Do Less, a revolutionary approach to time and energy management for busy mums, that is not so much to do with money. That's more about being able to own your space as a working mum and how to drop some stuff so that you can earn more. I have actually just finished the We Should All Be Millionaires by Rachel Rodgers. And there's some stuff in there that I struggled a little bit with, but I'm telling you what, every single time I could get like 2 minutes to even listen to a 2-minute bit of it, I did. I just found her very inspirational, and she really does fire you up. So Secrets of a Millionaire Mind, that again, I mean, he was just like born with the most incredible relationship with money. Yeah, I would probably say We Should All Be Millionaires by Rachel Rodgers. And multiple streams of income is perhaps something to do a little bit further down the line once you feel really established. Because for me, that's how you build financial freedom. You don't just rely on one thing. You have lots of things going on, but it's very much one thing at a time. Yeah, I'd probably say Rachel Rodgers or Secrets of a Six-Figure Women or Get Rich Lucky Bitch. Really, all of them. It's hard to decide because they all offer, or Rich Dad, Poor Dad, so many different things. But just, yeah, surround yourself with it. Sorry, I will just say that I forgot to say earlier that sometimes I feel like as women we are expected to be really nice and happy and polite and gentle and we can often feel inferior because of that. And if you're direct, you're a bitch. And if you talk about money, you're a money grabber, or there's lots of different things that you may have experienced or haven't experienced, hopefully, but I definitely have. And just another note that that's other people's stuff. It's not yours to hold and it's not yours to carry. And you can be like, I talk about money all the time. And if somebody else has got a problem with that, go and sort it out. It's not my problem.
Does anyone else have any questions they want to ask? But before we kind of
Yeah,
go in,
good idea.
there's a new message come up, but I haven't seen
Quite
it yet.
emotional soul and I've the gym.
Oh,
Oh,
I love Natalie. She's so nice. She is a kind, gentle soul. But in a really good way.
I am an emotional soul as well, Natalie. That's why I cry when I like share things like that. Thank you. Does anybody have any questions? No. Okay.
Cassie, sorry, I
Yeah.
do have one quickly. Do you want to tell people how they can get in touch with you before?
Oh yes.
I mean, I really want to have a chat with you.
Yes. So actually, you doing this has actually prompted something. Oh, that's okay, Danielle. I hope your little one is okay and restful. This has actually prompted something for me. So really, that's hilarious. Yeah. Baby monitor, I forgot about those. Oh, I miss those times. Now they answer back. That's a fun. So you prompted something within me. So a long time ago, I created a money mindset and management course for personal finance and for women in business. And it's kind of just been sat there, and I forgot about it actually for a long time. And so I've tweaked it a little bit. And what is in there is not just the mindset things, but with the rapid transformational therapy, there is hypnosis, and we go back to the very core, the very reasons of why you have the feelings that you have. But it's also, I put in there my business financial tracker. And this is like the finite element of how to get really into your teeth of looking in your bank, but also being able to get really comfortable with your numbers and excited about your numbers and to track it all and then to be able to project for the following years to come. So it's a self-led course, but you have a Zoom call with me and potentially a Facebook group. I'm not sure yet, but because it's just new and it's not really a thing that I've really launched actually out into the public, I will put the link in here for you to be able to sign up, and it's £89 just for this group. So please don't share it because it's not, I haven't put it out there. And so it's in 4 phases. I would say it's weeks, but let's be honest, life happens. We can't always do everything that we need to do in a week. So it's in 4 phases. So I will put the link to that in here. I'll put both the links, one for personal finance and one for business. But it is very much the mind emotion part and the how to, really simple tool that I actually my brother made it for me, that I use to track units and business and forecast and get really excited about those numbers, because it's possible, Linda. It's possible.
It sounds amazing. It sounds amazing. I feel like we should do it as a village, like cooperative.
Well, I think there's definitely strength in numbers, because you're also held more accountable as well. And when you're going through it together, I had a group of women like a year ago go through it together, and yeah, it's really effective as a group. But I'll put the link in there after the
and also drop it to me and Jen, because then we can put it,
and then you can thingy it. But yeah, again, please don't share it because it's not actually open to anybody else, and it's certainly not going to be £89. Okay, welcome. So thank you for having me tonight. I know that it's been a really long call, and it's at the end of a week nearly a week, a working week. So for this, you can completely relax.
Can I just say one more thing? I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
What's amazing is that I always do a relaxation at the end and you're doing it for me. So you've literally saved me from having to do something and I get to relax, which never happens. Yay. I'm just going to say two things. One is that we've got one more official meeting, which is the 1st of November. Then the 1st of December is going to be a Christmas gathering in person. And it would be really nice to have all of you there, of course. So I'll properly talk about that in the Facebook group over the next week or so. But we need to find out who wants to come so I can book a venue. And if you've got any ideas of venues, tell me, because last year I booked it and neither of me or Jen came because I had COVID and Jen had a migraine. So we're really hoping to get to the Christmas party this December because that was a shame. I'll be quiet now, but thank you so much, Cassie. It's been really enlightening, and I have like pages of notes, and I love your preaching. That was honestly the biggest compliment ever because I can feel your passion and it's really inspiring. So as like Jen said, not Jen, sorry, as Natalie said, and also I don't know if you saw the comment from, I can't see it, Joanne, about how timely the topic was and how much you have blown my mind. I have written so many quotes. Thank you so much. I thought you might have missed that one because that's a really wonderful comment that was in the chat. So,
I think I'm going to screenshot these, and when I'm feeling sad, I'm going to read them.
Or put them on Instagram.
Thank you so much.
I am literally being quiet now, but thank you. It's been amazing.
No, you're good. You're good. So thank you, everybody. Now, make sure that you are in a space where you can't fall off a chair. I'm joking. I said that to somebody once, that we're going to start the session, but make sure you're somewhere where you can't fall off a chair. And she was like, am I going to fall? Am I going to like fall? No, not going to fall. Chill out. Okay. Actually, before we start, does anybody have, don't put this obviously in the group, private message me, please. If anybody has ever experienced or has epilepsy or psychosis, or any form of anything that nature, can you just please private message me before we start this, please? Thank you. Just because you shouldn't go into hypnosis if you have either of those. Okay, so make yourselves comfortable. Just going to give you a minute. So your hands and feet are not quite touching. And I want you to, I'm going to show you what to do. I'm going to look a little bit funny, but bear with. I'm going to show you what to do and then I'm going to talk you through it. So I want you to look up as if you're trying to look at your eyebrows here, okay? And you're going to take 3 deep breaths in. Blinking is wonderful. You're going to take 3 deep breaths in. And on the 3rd exhale, remember, I'll talk you through it, so don't worry. You're going to keep looking up, but you're going to close your eyelids down. And you'll feel a real fluttering sensation, and that's rapid eye movement, just like when you go to sleep. That's all it is, okay? So, are we ready? Excellent. It's exciting. Siobhan, is someone in the room? Are they there? You can join in. Don't be scared now. Join in. Come on. We all need a bit of money mindset help.
Don't encourage him.
Now you've said that, I want to more. Right, are you ready, everyone? So take a really lovely deep breath in, fill up your lungs. And I want you to look up as if you're trying to look at your eyebrows and breathe out. Blinking is wonderful, well done. And breathe in. Wonderful, well done, everyone. And breathe out. Keep looking up, well done. Last time now, breathe in and gently, calmly allow your eyelids to close as you keep looking up. And your eyelids begin to feel heavy, droopy and drowsy. Just relax your eyes now inside your head. And every sound around you, every heartbeat now takes you deeper into an awareness of yourself and deeper into this moment that's just for you. There is nowhere where you need to be. This is a moment that you can just be present. I want you to tip your chins ever so slightly forward so you get that same looking down feeling that you get at the top of the flight of stairs. And you're going to see your feet, feel your feet, and hear your feet treading on that top step. You're on step 10 as you move down, travel down, drift down onto step 9. And every nerve, every muscle turns loose, lets loose, and you go deeper into an awareness of yourself, deeper. You're moving down from step 9 to step 8. As you move down, you go 50 times deeper into an awareness of yourself. You're moving down the stairs to step 7 and step 6. You're halfway down now, moving down, traveling down, drifting down. Step 4 and step 3. And with every step, you can see your feet, feel your feet, hear your feet on the steps, moving to step 3, treading down now, moving down, traveling down, drifting down onto step 1. And now, as I click my fingers, you go deeper, drift deeper, sink deeper. And your conscious mind is forgetting everything that it needs to forget, while your subconscious mind is being allowed to just open up. And just take a deep, relaxing breath in and allow the muscles in and around your face and jaw to completely relax. Allow your shoulders, your arms, your body to just relax and listen to the sound of my voice. And as you go deeper, you can see around you now a wide, expansive space. And this space is of your own creation, your own colours, your own aroma, whatever you want to be there, the sounds that you want. You might be at the beach or in a forest, you might be on a mountain, wherever, your own creation, and it's beautiful. And the best part is that you're completely alone. And you can revisit this place anytime you like. And as you begin to walk around, you see a little girl. And instantly you recognize this beautiful little girl as you. And instantly you have this connection and your hearts are beating in synchronicity. And she knows you and she runs to you. You pick her up and you hold her. And you ask her, "Are you happy?" And she answers. And you say to her, "I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of everything that you are. And I'm going to be everything that you need. I'm going to listen to you and comfort you and guide you and cheerlead you. Be everything that you need." And you just hold her and she's smiling and you can feel her. You can feel her relax. You can feel her peace. And she begins to glow the most beautiful colour of your own choice, of course. And with every heartbeat that you feel together, she moves inside of you. This light that she glows with moves inside of you. She is inside of you. And she is yours to protect. She is yours to nurture. And in this space of creation, you can feel inside of you a part of you that is connected to this box in front of you. And it's from your heart. It's like ribbons from your heart, from your gut to this box. They are connected. And as you move closer to them, you can feel them, you can see them, you can hear them. Now, these ribbons, these strings, these are all beliefs that have been put onto you, that you have experienced, that were never yours. And now you have this beautiful little girl inside of you to nurture and protect. You decide together that you no longer want to have these ties, these ribbons coming from you, weighted to this box, this square in front of you. It's not allowing you to be free. It's not allowing you to create, to flourish. You're tied to it. And so together you begin to cut those ribbons, one by one, letting go. And as you do, you feel lighter. Your body wants to move. You feel excited. You feel weightless. You feel liberated. And you carry on cutting through each one. And you can feel her relief. You can feel her excitement. And your mind begins to expand with all the possibilities. And because you are the creator of this space, with one swoop of your arm, that box, that huge square, that block in front of you that you were tied to with the ribbons moves, it shifts. And you move your arm up and away, and it flies up into the air. Far moving, removed, outdated, outmoded, those beliefs that you once had are outdated. They are irrelevant to your life. They are irrelevant to your business. They are irrelevant to how you feel about money, about wealth, about your place in the world, about your offering, about your pricing. And now you look around this space. You look around with a new lens, with a lens of hope, with a lens of limitless liberation. And you can see so clearly your place, this expansion. And so now you are free to flow, you are free to grow. You are fluid in this space. You can move around this space and create anything that you want. And you feel more and more confident every day in creating more in this space. You feel more confident that you deserve and you are ready to earn the wealth that you desire. You have this unshakable feeling, this drive, this discipline, this work ethic, and the ideas that bring your goals to you. And every day you are forming a blueprint, a plan on how you are going to bring this to fruition. You use very mindful words around money. And you love this feeling, you relish this feeling. You feel in control, you feel buoyant. You feel ready to get out of your own way. You might even make a mood board just for money. You might write yourself a check with the date, the lifestyle, the career, And as you look at that every day, you love that feeling. You feel this little girl inside of you dreaming again like she used to. You use positive words around your financial situation, and you live with an abundant mindset. I am rich, I am wealthy, I earn the money that I have worked hard to create. I am enough, I have enough. I am not my bank balance. I am not what car I drive. I am not my body. I am not my career. I am incredible. I am glowing. I am smart. I am affluent. I am willing to learn. I am enough. I am lovable. And your vision expands, it develops. And you are now having a newfound confidence, an unshakable, unwavering drive to attract wealth, and you shut out the negative and discouraging influences. You surround yourself with voices, with influences that help you to remember just how wonderful you are. And all along the time, you take this little girl with you inside of you, and you feel more and more proud of her, and you can feel her pride in you. You feel as though you're standing in this space now, and you're feeling as though there really are no limits, because you're understanding that you are now in control of those limits that you put on yourself, and you simply choose to take them away. You are creating habits of success every single day. You do what's uncomfortable and you do it first, and soon it becomes comfortable to you. Soon it doesn't become something you do, it becomes who you are. You do what you hate and you do it first. You get up close and personal with your bank balance, with your projection of your value of your business. And you relish these opportunities, you love these opportunities, because they are the decisions that the person you are wanting to become would make. You take action every day in the direction of your goals. You relish talking about money because you feel so comfortable with earning money, with keeping money, with investing money. You look at yourself in the mirror every day and leave yourself nowhere to hide. You own your worth. You own your goals. And you take responsibility for every part of bringing them to fruition. The clear, precise, accurate language you use causes your mind to perceive your wants as a benefit to your well-being. And as your mind so often works on desires, it chooses to help you. It has no choice but to help you. It understands the outdated and outmoded beliefs that you've once had that can now be eliminated and erased. And starting from the top of your head, you're going to feel a warm, tingling sensation. It's going to move down your head, through your neck, through your shoulders, down your arms, through your torso. Just a warm, simple, tingling sensation. Moving down through your hips, down through your legs, down through your feet. And how incredible is your mind that even though consciously it knows that tingling sensation isn't there, it's just created it for you. because it believes what it's told to believe. So you leave your mind with absolutely no option but to believe that you are incredible with money. You are confident. You own it. You have a place with it. So 5, take a deep breath in, feeling excited and maybe a bit sleepy. 4, feeling ready to do the work, to get up close and personal with money. 3, understanding that there is work to do, understanding your place in the world and all that you have to give. 2 and 1, take a deep breath in, come back to consciousness. Is everyone okay? You might feel a little bit headspacey for a minute. You can just all unmute. Just going to get you these links. So I forgot to say that I do actually, I said about the course, but I do actually do one-to-one sessions. It's 28 days with me. And I will send you that link as well. It's for rapid transformational therapy and coaching.